Family drama at a hearing for an accused January 6th rioter. The suspect, Brian Mock, was representing himself at court when the moment came for him to question the son who turned him into the FBI. Joining me now, NBC News correspondent Ryan Riley. There were some pretty emotional, crazy, wild moments. Tell us what happened.
It was. It sort of turned into some family therapy there because, by the end of the testimony, you essentially had the father representing himself, asking the son whether he knew that he loved him and whether he knew that he was proud of him. And afterwards, you saw some tears being shed. Essentially, what happened here is this was the son, A.J. Mock, was one of several individuals who tipped off the FBI about his father being at the Capitol on January 6th. Now, in the initial court documents, we didn't know that was his son. But as it turned out, when it came time for trial, the prosecution had considered calling A.J. Mock. They ended up not going with it. Their case is pretty strong. The video evidence is all right there. And Brian Mock doesn't really dispute that he was at the Capitol, nor does he dispute much of his actions. His defense is more based on his allegation that police used excessive force that day, as well as some of these more conspiracy-minded theories that we've seen pop up about what happened on January 6th. So he actually ended up calling his own son to the stand, and at one point even handed him a bottle of water. The prosecution had asked when they got a chance to cross-examine the son who was paying for his trip to D.C., and A.J. Mock said, well, my dad's paying for my trip to D.C. He paid for the airfare, he paid for the hotel, and he would testify, that he has a complicated relationship with his father, that they deeply disagreed on a lot of these key issues. But right after January 6th, he was pretty upset with what his father had done, and in fact said in a text message that he and the other people who attacked the Capitol should spend the rest of their lives in prison. Now he's saying, he has some regrets about the impact that this has had on his father's life, and obviously doesn't feel that same way as he did immediately afterwards, and would prefer his father not go to jail, but he testified that the truth, no matter how that came out, and in fact some of his testimony wasn't necessarily supportive of some of the points that his father was trying to make. So, a few of these defendants have gone pro se. Usually lawyers will advise you it's not the best idea to represent yourself in court, but that's how this one at least played out here so far, Chris. And we'll hear probably in the next few weeks or next week likely about how this is going to play out as Brian Mock continues his testimony.